and we're going to see how this instrument works. All right, friends, check this out. So the sitar's got a bunch of strings, some of which you play, and some underneath that just ring. Mr. Dave's doesn't have a real nice one. It doesn't stay in tune, but it's enough to learn off of. So when you play one note, you got a bunch of notes that ring with that note. And it's got these big metal frets, kind of like a guitar, but these frets can move around. So when it's tuned, when you tune the sitar, you can tune it by the pegs and by moving the frets. And where you move the fret depends on certain songs and certain scales that need to be used, called ragas. Let's check out a video about that. Alright, one thing about Indian classical music is it has a special set of melodies and scales called ragas. Our friend here is going to explain more.
People who are watching this episode today, many of you all might be acquainted to Indian classical music, many might not be, but I'm sure that each and every one of you all must have heard this term rag at least once in their lifetime. Well, this term of rag is very unique to Indian classical music and it forms its backbone. In Hindustani, it is called as rag, in Carnatic, it is called as ragam, and many people also call it raga, which is actually an anglicized version of the term rag. But it all boils down to, or it all means the same thing. Now, coming back to the question, what is rag? Well, in the simplest terms, rag means a melody which is used to express a feeling. Now, you will ask, what is a melody? Melody is a ear pleasing combination of musical notes. But mind you, that a rag is not a very random combination or a random melody. To understand the concept of rag, you will have to understand the three layers which form a rag or the three steps in the formation of a rag. The first step is understanding that rag is a set of notes arranged in an ascending and a descending order.
Okay, let's look into that a little more. Here's another example of better visualizing a rag.
Classical music. They bring in so much of life and color into a song. In fact, they pretty much define the mood and the ambience created by a song, right? Now, there are thousands of ragas out there, and the journey through ragas is never ending. But let's take a small step today and learn some fundamental concepts about ragas that you must know as a student of Carnatic music. Let's begin. The simplest way to classify ragas is in terms of how many swaras it has, right? Now, some ragas have all the 7 swaras. They are called Sampurna ragas. Sampurna means complete or full. Now, Sampurna ragas can be of different types. Some of them will have a very systematic sequence in Arohanam and Avarohanam. You can see that it's just going up and coming down. For example, Sari ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa.
Okay, so this is kind of like the major scale we've learned in class and how we can make songs with that major scale. In Indian classical music, there's a very special set of scales called rags, and they have a very specific order of which each note is played and how they can be played. Just like in this example, that one can only be played going up and going down. But we're going to break it up a little more.
So there were no jumps or zigzag notes in the Arohanam and Avarohanam. So such ragas are called Melakarta ragas or parent ragas. So a parent raga would usually have all the 7 swaras and it would be in a systematic sequential order. So why are they called parent ragas? Because they give birth to many more child ragas. For example, Raga Karahara Priya. Sari ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. This is a parent or Melakarta raga. From this raga, if we remove the swaras pa and ni, we get a child raga, that is abogi. Sari ga ma da sa, sa da ma ga re sa.
Alright, so we can pick apart, or in raga, they pick apart certain. So we can see. So ragas can be broken in to smaller sets of notes, making new ragas. Let's check out some influence from Indian music in our music. Check this out. I did a version of the Angry Birds song on a sitar. There's Noodle. Alrighty. Cool beans, friends. Just like I said, I'm studying this music with you. Alright, friends. Well, that was our crash course into the music of India. I'm going to try to do our goodbye jam on the sitar.